What's up, y'all?
What's going on,
It's
folks?
your boy Cruz Garcia.
This is my boy Cruz, man. I got him on my channel with me because we're gonna chop it up about some jail stories. Sometimes when we were on the less fortunate side, when we had to do some time for doing stupid things, you know, some every now and then you have to get locked up for a little bit. So you want to go ahead and start your story off first about, you know, how your jail experience was?
You can go first, bro.
No, go ahead, bro. You're my guest. I'm trying to be polite.
Alright. My first time was fucking this year. I got locked up November 7th. And that shit was hell going through with the quarantine and shit. I was in the quarantine unit for a month. It's not that much time, but it's a good amount of time if it's your first time. Any time in jail fucking sucks. And shit, where I was at, motherfuckers banging on the doors all 24/7.
Yeah, I remember
Got
that,
people
yeah.
coming in,
Yeah.
tweaking up all night, banging, saying, "Let me the fuck out of here. I want my mom." Like crazy shit, but I was good as long as you stay solid, don't fuck with nobody, and keep to yourself, and be respectful, and follow the rules, and you gotta, what's it called, you gotta program, like say your other, Paisa, Northerner, whatever, blah, 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 all that right now, they're all in the same unit, but they just let them all out at certain times. Like even the PC people are in the same unit, but they let them out by themselves. I thought that's how jail was. The whole time I was in the quarantine unit going through hell. Nothing, no books or nothing. And then they moved me finally when the doctors cleared me. They put me in the normal cell with the general population. That was way better. It made the time go by a little faster. Learned a lot. I was with the native rap. He was my Sally. Yeah, all my Sallys are cool. That don't start none, won't be none, basically. But yeah, when I first went in, I was fucked up, like coming down off of like Xanax and like opiates. That shit was a hellhole and a hellhole. You do not want to go there. Tulare County, Bob Wiley, fuck that place.
That's right, you went to
never
Tulare County,
coming
huh?
back. Straight up.
All right, so look, my jail story is real. It's real simple, but it's funny. So me, I'm arguing with my girl, right? Boom, I'm gonna break it down the whole story. I'm arguing with my girl, right? And I don't know, I'm on one. I'm probably high off Xans. I was probably drinking. And the cops show up at my door. And I open my door like, what? Like, what's up? What do you guys want? And they're like, sir, you need to come out and blah, blah, blah. And pretty much, they snatched me up. They cuffed me. I'm walking to the police car. My girl's crying and shit. I get in the police car. I'm not really tripping. I'm just like, all right, I know I'm not going to be doing too much time. They ain't got nothing on me. It's not like they call me being my girl or anything. So I'm not about that. So I'm going. We get there. They sign me in. Boom, I'm in the holding tank for a little bit. The holding tank is where they isolate you before they let you in the jail. And it's the holding tank. And that shit is cold in there. Everything is hard metal.
No blankets.
No blankets.
No pillows.
No pillows. So you're in there for like a good 6, 7, 8 hours. And I'm telling the lady, I'm like, yo, can you just hurry up and enroll me? Because I'm ready to, you know, get what I gotta get and start my time. She's like, hold on, sir, hold on. So, you know, a few hours roll by and bam, finally, I'm doing my enroll. So they're asking me questions, if I gangbang, who I affiliate with. I told them I don't affiliate I told them I don't gangbang, so I'm in general population, right?
Yeah.
Boom, get in general population. I'm in the day room at first. This is my first time, so I don't know to walk up to my people, let them introduce myself, let them know who I am. So first thing I do is I walk in there, I'm looking like, who do I know? Who do I know? All the blacks are looking at me like this. Like when I walk in there, like, who's this nigga? So there's a lot of eyes gonna be looking at you when you first walk in there. Get used to that. So I see him, one of my Mexican homies. I'm not gonna say his name, but I see one of my Mexican homies, and I go chop it up with him first. And that was a dumb thing to do because I'm sitting down on the Mexican side before I even go approach to the black people. So they're really looking at me like, is he affiliated with the Mexicans? Like they're really peeping game. Like what is he doing?
Yeah.
So I'm chopping it up with my Mexican buddy, and then after I get done chopping it up with him, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go where my people are at. So I go to the left where the blacks are always closest by the TV. So I go to the left where the TV's at in the day room, and I introduce myself. Everything's good, and I'm like, you know, it's lame. No one's really doing nothing. Everyone's kind of sitting around. It's kind of awkward. So I go, all right, I'm gonna go up on my bump. I get the wackest bump. I got the third bump. So I gotta step over 2 dudes just to get in my bump. I'm over here. Oh, excuse me. You know, just to go lay down, and I'm laying down. I got this. Oh, matter of fact, they were hating on me, right? Because I knew I was gonna be getting out soon. Like, so I'm smiling all in my mug shot, like acting a fool.
Oh,
So the
yeah,
dude,
they hate that.
yeah, the dude gave me some big ass white drawers, a big ass orange jumpsuit that one button was all like didn't button up right here. So every time I sat down, like you could see my boxers, and if the boxers hole was kind of out, you can kind of like see my dick if I could sit down a certain way and shit. So I'm constantly going like this with my jumpsuit, and I'm laying down, right, and I fall asleep because I'm under the influence. I fall asleep, I nap for like a good few hours, and I think I even slept through when they let us out because I never went out. I had never experienced going out for like to shoot hoops, none of that. So they're like chow, right? And oh, another thing, I had Xanax at the time, and I was like, "Are you guys gonna give me my medicine?" I was like, "Here's I brought my medication with me." They're like, "No, they're like, you're not getting that."
Kings County, they don't give a fuck. They let you suffer.
So they give you
over there.
They
Tulare
give you
County,
what
give
they
you
have.
the medicine that you prescribe.
They're gonna give you what medicine they have. It's gonna be substituted with whatever they got. If you're on benzos, if you're on Xanax, they're gonna give you like some weak ass Klonopin, like some 1 milligram little pink pill or whatever. So they're gonna give you probably some high blood pressure pills because you're probably off hell of narcotics, and they're gonna give you like a weak ass Klonopin. So you take your meds, you chow, you eat. You probably ain't really gonna eat like the first time, you know, because you're not feeling the gel food. So my dumb ass not ever being locked up before, my first time, I'm eating right, and they give you a little fucking little net with like your cup and all your belongings and shit. And I guess I didn't have a fish net. I guess I didn't have a fork. It's called a fork spoon. It's like a fork and a spoon. Sport. People hate those things, right? And I didn't have one. So I'm like, hey, I'm making a big scene. I'm like, I don't got a fork. I'm like, anybody got a fork? One of the cool dudes, like I think he was either an Indian or Mexican dude. He had long black hair. He gave me a fork. So I'm like, cool, thank you. So I'm picking out my food, and I'm eating an apple, and I'm jumping here. I threw my apple because I didn't have a fork. My dumb ass is like, I'm making a scene like I ain't got a fork, man. I stand up, I'm eating my apple, and I toss it like, threw my apple, right? And it missed the garbage can and it hits the window. Boom! I'm like, oh shit. So I sit back down, and I'm eating. Someone gives me a fork. I'm eating. After we get done eating, I go back up to my third bunk. All of a sudden, I hear Raboon. I get up off my bunk, and the guard, one of the guards, big, thick Mexican lady, she's like, Raboon, come here. So I walk up to her, and she's like, what are you doing throwing apples? Like, what's wrong with you? And I go, no. She goes, no, she didn't even say that. She was like, do you know why you're here? And I'm like, no, why you guys calling me? What's going on? She's like, you don't know why you're here? She's like, you can't be throwing apples. She goes, what if you were in the crit pod and one of them apples hit somebody? You could have started a riot. You could have started some real mess. She's like, you can't be throwing shit around here. I'm like, all right, my bad. And she goes, this is what I'm gonna do. She goes, you're a new timer, and since I could tell you never been here before, she goes, I'm gonna lock you up in a cell, right? So I'm like, cool, do that. I'd rather spend my time isolated from other people anyway, so I can go in there, hit my push-ups, do whatever I want to do in there. So I get locked up with this dude. I'm gonna go ahead and say his name because me and him, we got real cool. Another light-skinned dude named Jonathan, right? and he was going out. He was going out with someone that I used to hang out with, little sister. I'm not gonna get the same names and stuff, but so we click. We go in there, and I got a lot of tattoos, right? So he's probably thinking like I probably done like some real time before because I started getting tatted real early. So once he starts seeing me like asking him more questions, and I'm like I got the top bun, and I'm like, hey, he's like, you want to bust down a ramen? And I'm like, sure, go ahead. And we're chopping it up. He's like, this is your first time doing time? I'm like, yeah. He's like, get the fuck out of here. And I'm like, nah, for real, like this is my first time like in the county jail. He goes, no, it's not. I'm like, yeah, it is. He's like, and he was in there for he took the cops actually on a high-speed chase. Like he was all fucked up, and he took the cops on a high-speed chase. He told me his little story and shit.
Never do that.
And so me and him, we get real cool. We're in there. I'm having a blast. We're chopping it up. He's like, yeah, man, I'll be writing my girl little dirty letters, bro. I wrote my girl a dirty little letter. I'm in there laughing, bro. We're talking about women's and our girls and shit. So I'm in there having a blast, man. We're eating ramen. One of the Indian dudes, they got all the snacks. They slid us Reese's, Oreos. We threw where they lock up, where you go by the door and you put your hands behind your back, they can cuff you. So you have this little thing that flips up like this, and we could throw a little empty shampoo bottle, and we hit the door with it, right? And somebody comes out the day room and they grab it and they fill it up with hot water, because we don't have no hot water in the cell. We give them, they fill it up with hot water.
Shampoo bottle.
Yeah, so we get the hot water, right? And we start making ramen. We're busting down ramen. And my cellie goes, hey,
spreads or what?
Some spread, right? And my cellie goes, hey, I got a shit. And I go, all right. And he's like, yo, the Mexicans, the way they do it, they'll be just shitting and chopping up each other. But he's like, I'm not with all that. I was like, bro, I'll just turn around, handle your business, bro. So I think I actually got a shit too, but I was holding it because I wasn't gonna be the first one to shit like that. I'm like, this is my first time, so I'm peeping game, like how everything's working. My stomach is hurting from all the narcotics and shit. I'm holding my shit at this point. So once he shits, I'm like, okay, I'm comfortable now. So I go shit, and then he's like staring at the wall, looking at a magazine or something, right? Now the fucking cell stinks. We're in a small ass cell.
Damn,
so we get a sock, right? We get a sock, and we break up a bunch of, we get these little white soap squares. We break up a bunch of soap squares, we throw it in the sock, and we beat it up against the hard metal walls. Boom, 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 boom. And we tied up, the sock tied up by the vent. Air is constantly blowing out that shit. It's cold in there. So it starts smelling good like in 3 minutes. It smells like fucking perfume in there. So that eliminated the smell hella quick.
I used to peel the orange pills right there, or stick them through the vents right there. We used to talk through the vents and shit over there.
So I'm learning all kind of crazy shit in there. How they make tattoos with the Kool-Aid red ink, and how they be doing shit in there. And
they get the needle out. I didn't know they have needles in a battery. That's how they get needles.
I heard they make, cause like a lot of black dudes, they want to cut their hair. They'll get the razors and like blade it with on some do some shit with the comb, and where they can go like that, and it like cuts their hair through the comb. He never showed me it, but that's what he told me, right?
Comes out clean too, huh?
I guess so. Some of them did have some fresh cuts in there, but see, they know you're a new timer, because when you walk in there, if you're coming off the streets, you better walk in there with a fresh cut. Like if you're coming off the streets, that's how they could tell if you're new. But some of them dudes in there were low key fresh, because they knew like how to keep up with their hair. So I'm in there and I'm telling him, man, I'm starting to come down at this point. You know, I'm not even supposed to be in here, bro. Like I didn't hit my girl, none of that. The cops I was arguing with my girl. One of my neighbors called the cops in my apartment, and they got me, like, because I guess I was yelling too loud or something.
Same situation.
So I didn't get a domestic. I got a spousal abuse, and I think they dropped that shit because I was only in there. Boom, I went to sleep. I think I spent 54 hours in there. I was only in there in a day and a little bit for the next day. And I'm
like 5 days almost.
Nah, bro, not even. Like oh, you know what? See, I got locked up on the weekend, so they were talking about that. I'm definitely not getting out till Monday
Went
to
to
see
jail on a
court.
Friday. Didn't get out till Tuesday.
So if you're not
Yeah.
guilty, if you're not guilty and you're going on a Friday, you gotta wait till you go see court Monday for them to even see what your paperwork is.
yeah,
or
3 days to go to court. If you don't go to court, they gotta let your ass out.
So you're waiting. If you do some petty shit and you get locked up, you go to jail and you go in there on a Friday, you're not getting out till Monday. You're gonna be in there for a few days. So Monday come. Good thing I was not trying to wait till Monday. So I talked to I called my girl. I'm talking to my girl on the phone, and I'm like, you need to bail me out because I'm not trying to be in here any longer. Like, what am I doing in here? Like I didn't do nothing. So I was like, you need to bail me out. So she looks to see how much my bail is and shit. It's not that high. I think it's like 34,000 or so. I'm not sure. And you pay like a certain percentage of that. You never pay the full amount of that shit.
10%.
And at the time, one of my brothers were actually
10
working
to
at Aladdin
5%.
Bail Bonds. So I got the jug, right? So I'm getting out. Like my brother works at Aladdin Bail Bonds. I'm gonna get out. Everything's gonna go smooth. So once I was in there for a whole day, I'm like, what's going on? Like I should have already been out of here. Like things are not moving fast enough. So finally, I'm like, damn, am I gonna? And my celly's like, bro, you're probably gonna be here till Monday till we have court. And I think it's like a Saturday. And out of nowhere, bro, we're chopping it up, and then the little speaker, you have a button, like if you have an emergency. Oh, matter of fact, at one time, I'm jumping, my bad. They gave me some whack. I told you they gave me a fucked up jumpsuit, fucked up boxers. They gave me a fucked up little green
You
pad.
didn't have the juice, yeah. That's what they do to the new people.
I got
They're
this.
a little
I pushed the button. I'm
hook
like,
you up.
hey, I need a new mattress. I'm like, you guys gave me this ripped up flat mattress. I'm sleeping on metal. They're like, all right, it's gonna be some few days to get your request.
My shit was this thick.
My shit was this thick.
Mine was one stuffed inside another one with the blanket wrapped around it.
And in the middle of it, right, it's all fucking flat because probably some fat dude was laying on it, so it's all flat.
Homie hooked me up.
And anyways, they called my name. They're like, hey, Isaiah Raybon, because my last name is Rabone. And I'm like, look, I'm sleeping. I'm like, what? So I walk up to the little speaker. I push the button. I go, yes, sir. And they're like, wrap it up. I'm like,
the best feeling
I'm
in
like,
your motherfucking life.
I'm like, hell yeah. I'm like, my celly. I felt kind of bad though, because my celly, me and him got real close, and he was really looking at some time. And I look at him, I smile, he smiles at me, he's like, congratulations, bro. But I felt kind of bad because he had that look on his face. I could tell he wants to go home.
Mine looked like he wanted to cry when I left. I gave him all my commissary I had.
So that's what I did. I gave him my slippers, and see, this is the thing I didn't know though. When they say wrap it up, they don't just pop the door and you just go out like that. When they say wrap it up, it's still like for some
Roll it
reason,
up.
it's still like a
Garcia.
2 hour. It's like a 2 hour discharge. Like you're outside with all your shit. Like, yeah, I'm going home, guys. With all your bags, waiting, and everyone's looking at you like, you motherfucker. Like, look at you.
Hating.
Yeah. See, when I went in the cell,
You don't ever tell them when you're going home because they'll be trying to hate,
they'll try to
and
fight you.
shit.
They'll try to do something to where you gotta see more
Never tell
time.
people when
Never
they're getting out.
never tell anybody your release date, unless you shouldn't even tell your celly. But check it out.
I did. I don't give a fuck.
My celly was hella cool, so he's seen with my process.
I'm not somebody else.
So
I wasn't worried about nothing. Nothing.
so check it out. When I went
God.
when they called me in to go in the cell, everyone's looking at me like, why is he going on the cell? Because usually when you go in the cell, you're a violent inmate, you did something wrong, something happened where you can't be in the day room. So everyone's looking at me, and I'll have my jumpsuit all off, rolled up right here, and all my tattoos are showing and shit. So a lot of people probably thinking like, if I already had this some time. So everyone's looking at me like when I'm going to my little fucking cell, right? So a lot of people, one of the OGs went up to my window, and he's like, hey, youngster, he's like, you gangbang? I'm like, nah, bro, I'm straight. He's like,
The
all right.
rap or what?
The rep, right. And he's like, I ain't mad at you. And he's like, all right. He's like, you gonna be in here for a while? And I'm like, shit, man, I don't even know. He's like, all right. He was like, all right. He's like, settle in, man. I'm like, all right. So like, OG checked on me once I went in the cell. He wants to find out, like, yo, what'd you do? Like, what's going on? Why'd you leave the day room? They want to know shit in there. So that's what happened. I'm jumping stories, so we're gonna go back to where I'm holding my bag and shit, right? And
It's all good. Keep it going.
and so
You're
I'm
doing
waiting.
good.
I'm waiting, man, and I'm just oh yeah, I remember this old black dude, right, walks up to me. Pat, Remember Patrick from the skate park, Pat?
That one,
I think, yeah.
Patrick.
It was Patrick. Walked up to me. He's like, "Hey, watch that old dude. He's like, you're about to get out right now." And he's like, "Someone's gonna try you. Someone's gonna try you because they don't want to see you go home." So I was like, "Good looking." So I'm waiting by the black window. They got a black window in there that's fully tinted. They can see you, but you can't see them. And this black dude walks up to me, and I'm thinking in my head, am I gonna have to knock this old ass dude out? Is he gonna try something? So I'm keeping my distance. I'm talking to him, but I'm like this. And he's chopping up with me. He's like, "Hey," and I'm talking in my head, "What's going on?" He's like, "Do me a favor." I'm like, "What's up?" He's like, "When you get out, tell my mom the so-and-so I love them. It's their uncle, do." And I'm like, "All right, bro." I'm like, "Okay, I got you." And I'm in the back of my head, I'm like, "Bro, I'm not getting out and going to look for your family and none of that shit. But hey, I'm trying to be respectful." So I'm like, "All right, I got you, OG." And that was the end of that. I ain't nothing. I didn't have nothing popped off. Boom, I get out. They give me my brown bag. I actually had some money in my wallet. At the time, the jail was right out my old house by my old high school. I walked down to the little King's gas station, get me an Arizona, get my phone. I had like 50%. Make a phone call, get picked up, go home, and that was the end of that. And that was my story, ladies and gentlemen.
Sir.
All right, y'all. So, anything else you want to tell the people, man? About you want to shout out your Instagram or anything like that?
Yeah, you can find me on YouTube at Cruise Control Garcia, and the other one.
Pretty Boy Hit It 94.
No, I always mine is
Beauty and the Beast.
Oh, did I change it to that? Oh, Beauty and the Beast YouTube channel and Cruise Control Garcia. Beauty and the and symbol Beast.
If you guys want to find me, man, you already know it's Zaybone. My Instagram, you ain't gotta worry about my Facebook. Instagram, Snapchat, everything is Zaybone. Zaybone, Z_bone, all lowercase letters. Y'all have a good one, man. Y'all be safe out there. Y'all be cool. I'm gonna be trying to drop content as much as I can because I'm new to this and I enjoy doing it. And I'm gonna be doing it actually much as I can because it's something that I enjoy doing and it kills time. And like I said, man, in one of my last videos, I got too much energy just to be at home watching.
We're bored out here.
Watching Netflix with my girl all day, playing Call of Duty. I'll be watching, look, check it out. I'll be watching TV with my girl and I'll be like shaking my leg all rested. And she be looking at me like, what's wrong with you? And I just be like, I feel like I need to do something. Like, I need to be out contributing to the world. Like, people need to know, like, I need to touch this younger generation of kids. They don't know. I'm seeing these younger kids walking around. I'm like, what are these new people walking around? Like, because, you know, my town's kind of small. So the golden stage was like 2013, 2014, where everywhere I went, everyone who I was, the gas station lady, the people that work at the mall, everyone in my community, I'm knowing who they are. Now I'm starting to see different faces, so I gotta touch the youth, man. So I'm gonna be making more of these videos because nobody likes going outside no more. Like I said in one of my older videos, I went by the skate park the other day. I didn't see a kid out there, and that's a shame, man. Because when I was 13, 14, 15, I was ripping it up, baby. I was doing things that you youngsters weren't doing. You youngsters need to get right, man. You youngsters need to get on the board, get your ass outside, and start doing something with your time. You gotta do something with your time, baby. Get right. Get like Zay. I'm out, y'all.